Okay, so find yourself in a tall supported seat. Whatever that looks like for you is fine. If you're in a chair, I recommend not crossing at the ankles or the knees, but cross whatever you need to feel more comfortable. Better to look for comfort than symmetry. So a lot of yogis are like, be, perfectly symmetrical at all times. But if you're in pain or if you're super cold and those kinds of things are counterproductive. And so just find something that feels tall and supportive. It doesn't have to be perfectly comfortable, but something that makes you feel long, all the way from your tail to your crown. Maybe roll your shoulders down away from your ears a few times. I normally need to do that. Mine get like stuck up there. And then keep your elbows bent, hands resting on the arms of your chair or on your knees. You might also do like one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, whatever feels like it makes the most sense today. And then look straight ahead and slightly down. Tuck your chin slightly down and back like you're pushing your head into a wall behind you. It'll make you feel a little taller. Push down into your feet and your seat. Gently pull in and up on your pelvis and your belly organs. Gently pinch your shoulders behind you. All of these are just in service to help you feel even longer. And then lock your attention at something ahead of you that's not moving and soften the muscles around your forehead and your eyes and your jaw. And mentally separate yourself from what you were doing so you can come fully now into what you are doing. Start with grounding and centering. So notice first everything that you see in your field of vision, even if your eyes are shut. Just be aware of shapes and colors. You don't have to label everything. Notice the lights and the shadows. Notice where the doors and windows are in relation to your body. Notice where the other people and objects are in relation to your body. Notice all the noises in your space. Notice the noises just from your own personal bubble of space, maybe just the noise of your own breath. Notice where the air touches your skin versus where your clothing touches your skin. Notice the weight of your body on your seat. Notice your spine again. If you started slouching or your position change, see if you can rearrange. And let your attention settle on your breathing without changing it. Be aware of what's there and not there today. Does it feel kind of choppy or kind of smooth? Does it feel easy or labored? Is it deep or shallow? Notice any texture or temperature to your breathing. And then add a little intention to your breath. If you feel too excited, too over vigilant, if you feel anxious or racy and uppity, I say, then you might choose to extend just the exhale part of your breath and the pause after the exhale. If you feel the opposite, if you feel too low, it's hard to wake up, it's hard to get going, I can't focus or care about things right now, that sort of feeling, hypo aroused. You might choose to increase the length of your inhale and even hold your breath at the top of the inhale. And if you don't feel either one particular direction and you're looking for balance of the two, you want equilibrium or balanced energy and sensation and feeling, you might just lengthen your breath evenly, the in and the the exhale, and the pauses at the top and the bottom. Remember that pranayama, the manipulation of the breath, is just a tool like the rest of the yoga tools to help you interact with your nervous system and get the result that you want. Yoga will give you what you want. So be careful what you ask for, is what my teacher says. Whatever you chose, keep going like that for a few rounds, maybe extending that piece of your breath even longer. Softening where you can, staying sturdy and tall at the same time. Finish the round that you're on. And then return back to your natural breath without any effort and see if it feels a little different now. It may or may not. Just be aware of what's present. Good. And then inhale and open your eyes if you haven't already. You might take a look around your room again. It's normal, even after these short bits of practices, for it to feel or look a little different in the room. That's okay. So just notice the difference and then bring yourself back into a more awake state so you can move if you choose to with me. So if you're going to move, scoot forward towards the edge of your seat so you have more space behind you and to the sides of your body. Rest your hands on your lap. Look straight ahead again. Engage with the pelvis and the belly. Gentle pinch behind the shoulders. Everything in service of keeping your spine as long and strong and supported as possible. Head stacked right on top of your spine. The head gets 10 pounds heavier every 10 degrees it goes forward. So, especially if you're like me and you're at the computer a lot, we really have to be cognizant of opening the front of the body and the chest and shoulders, especially pulling them back and stacking the head back on top of the spine. Good. So keep that long, tall feeling. And next time you inhale, reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, let your right ear come towards your right shoulder. Just the weight of the head tilting over. Stay for a big breath. And then inhale, push into your seat, lift your head all the way back to center. And as you exhale, go to the other side. Stay for a breath. Inhale back to the center as you're ready. This time, exhale, look to the right. Stay for a breath. And then inhale to the center. And exhale, other side. Go at your own pace. Inhale back forward. Jut your chin forward like a chicken. And then exhale, draw your chin way back like you're trying to make a double chin. And one more time, both ways. Notice where you feel it the most. And inhale back to the center, to neutral. Place your fingertips on the back of your skull and interlace your fingers. You might slide your thumbs up so they kind of fit on that ridge where the skull meets the spine. That's called the occipital ridge. That's where your occipits are. And get a good grip of your head. Looking straight ahead, inhale, get taller. Exhale, round your spine, tuck everything in, and draw the elbows closer to your belly. Big round shape. Squeeze. I like to kind of squeeze my arms onto the sides of my heads, like I'm giving my whole skull a hug. And then inhale, do the opposite. So belly forward, chest forward, look forward and maybe up and open the elbows out to the sides. Back and forth at your own pace now. Exhaling to close like a shell. And then inhaling to open. Slight back bend, but make sure your head feels supported by your hands. Go back and forth a couple times. Really squeeze your shoulders together when you get to the top. Really round the shoulders like they're being pulled back behind you when you get to the bottom. Last round back and forth. And after you're curled in and tucked in for the last time, carefully let go of your hands and slowly roll yourself back up to a tall feeling spine, looking straight ahead. You can roll your shoulders a couple times when you get to the top. That can create a little heat in the shoulders and the upper back. And then come back to neutral with your hands resting. And take a breath. Just notice so far anything left over. And now we'll go side to side, but a little bit different than we've done before. So once again, put your hands on the back of your skull, interlace your fingers, and kind of cradle the bottom of your skull with your hands. Inhale, get taller through the crown of your head. Exhale, tilt to the right. Stay for a breath, breathing big into the left side of your rib cage and into the armpit and under the arm. And then push into your feet and your seat, belly in and up. Inhale, lift yourself back to the center before you exhale, other side. Keep pressing your chin down and back into your hands behind you. Keep breathing big into the sides of your rib cage. Good. One more time on each side, inhaling to the center and exhaling to lean. When you're ready, come back to the center and exhale, bring your hands out to a big T shape. Shoulders are down. You might kind of one at a time swim the shoulders down back away from your ears a little bit more and reach more through the fingertips. I like to imagine I'm reaching all the way from the center of my chest past my fingertips, like I have giant eagle wings or something to make me feel bigger. Good. Okay, we're going to twist. So inhale, get really tall, push into your feet, belly in and up. Exhale, twist to the right and keep your arms out to the side at first and then bring them down just to hold you in place. So you're not like cranking yourself into a chiropractic adjustment here. We're focusing on inhaling for length and exhaling, squeezing the belly. Stay for one more breath. Maybe you look over your back shoulder. And then push into your feet, belly in and up. Inhale all the way back to neutral. Exhale, let your hands come down. Take a breath in neutral. Fill yourself up, bottom to the top. And then exhale, top to bottom before you move on. And when you're ready, inhale, arms out to a big T shape. Exhale, twist to the other side. It's okay if your hips want to kind of shift with you. I'd prefer that over trying to force yourself to keep your hips pointed forward. And then again, once you're over there, then you can let your hands come down, but not to pull, just to help hold you in place. Keep your belly working though. Really pull in and up on the organs, really reach through the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Last breath here, maybe you look over your back shoulder. And then push into your feet, belly in and up. Inhale all the way back to the center. Reach, 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 huge wings. And exhale, let your hands come down. Good. Again, big breath in neutral. Let the spine readjust. In your mind, notice the two sides of the body. They might feel kind of the same now. They might feel more different, especially if you're working with an old injury or something. Remember, we're not looking for perfection or mirroring the two sides. Your body is not the same as my body, and even my right side isn't like my left side. That's normal. It's more normal than them being perfectly alike. Good. Okay. Today we're going to stand and use our chair for some different standing poses. So please stand, and I'm going to turn so you can see me. So face the seat of the chair, right? Good. And then take a bit of a step backwards so you have some room to kind of swing your legs and you're not going to like hit your kneecaps on your chair. Good. And then look at the chair. Try to find that you're even in the middle here. And quickly and easily just reach down, make sure you can touch the chair. It's not like too far away like you're reaching really far. Good. And then come back to your tall pose. So this is called mountain pose, where your feet are underneath your hips. Some bodies like toes touching, some bodies like feet further away. You should choose the one that feels more steady and stable, like you're not crazy wobbling side to side or forward and back. And then rock your weight back into your heels more. Set the toes down just for balance. Squeeze all your muscles onto your legs. Squeeze your buttocks, belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulders behind you a little bit and let your arms come down by your sides. Gaze is forward as tall as you can. So from the waist down, you're pushing down into the floor. From the waist up, you're lifting up. Even imagine lifting your ribs up away from your hips and then still letting the shoulders come down away from the ears. Notice the difference here in activation. Good. Next time you breathe in, bend your knees a little and lift your arms up to any amount. You might even look up. Stay for a big round of breath. And again, maybe you test like a diving board. I like to bounce a little bit here and then come to straighter legs. Lift your back ribs off your hips. Lift your eyebrows, lift your eyeballs, maybe lift your nose. Good. Next time you exhale, fold forward, bend your knees as much as you like, and place your hands on the seat of your chair for support. So try not to dump into the arms where the shoulders are taking a lot of the stress here. Still push into the hands and lift yourself away from your arms. Pull your belly in and up. And then as much as you like, you can start to fold forward and fold from the hips so that your head comes down further. You might bend one knee at a time to drive sensation into the back of one leg a little bit more than the other. There's other ways to do this too. You can pick your favorite. You can keep your hands there. You can put your elbows on the chair and cradle your head. Especially if you get headaches and migraines, it might feel better this way to not have the head come below your heart. But if it feels okay, you could let your head dangle down between your arms towards the floor. And then, of course, you can let go of the chair and you can reach for your toes or the floor. You could do something I didn't say. Keep walking it out, elephant walks, or whatever you call this. Keep breathing. And then pause. Inhale, come halfway up. So hands come to your legs or to the bottom of your chair. Reach through the crown of your head. Squeeze your shoulders onto your spine. Pull your belly in and up. And reach out from your bottom and from the top of your head towards the front of the room. Stay for another breath. Long, strong spine. And then exhale, fold forward again. Head is heavy like a bowling ball. Shake your head yes a little bit. Shake your head no a little bit. Good. Inhale, come back up halfway and then a little bit more. Place your hands on the sides of the seat of your chair so you can kind of get a grip on your chair. Take a little bit of a step back so you're more on your toes. And then straighten your body into a plank shape. So you're pushing into your toes and your hands. As much as you like, you can straighten your body. Push your chin down and back. Plank pose on a chair. Keep your breath moving. It doesn't have to be super deep. Good. Carefully come into a back bend shape. So shift your weight back onto your feet again so they're sturdy and underneath you. Place your hands flat on the butt of the chair. And once again, come onto the toes, shift your hips more forward, and this time really let them come forward towards the seat of the chair and push into your elbows so you can lift your chest up higher. Yes. If you want, you can do more. You could look up towards the sky. Stay for a breath. Good. Push into your hands, belly in and up for support. Inhale, walk yourself back to feet underneath you. Exhale, down dog. Walk your feet back until your arms start to straighten and your head and your chest can come down towards your elbows and your armpits. Bend your knees a lot if you feel a lot behind your legs. Stay for a couple rounds of breath. And again, you could do elephant walks and like bend one leg at a time. or you might choose stillness. Look for length in the spine, more than length in the back of the legs. Really reach your shoulders up towards your earlobes. Keep pushing into your hands instead of letting them be passive. Really push into the finger pads, push into the palms. Good. And then worry less about a long spine and worry more about longer legs, and really drive sensation into the legs by straightening one knee at a time more, or both at the same time. Hips are pulling back, pushing weight into all of the toes and the heels. Knees bent or little or a lot. Take another breath. Good. To come out, inhale and look forward first towards your hands. Bring your hands a little closer, bring your feet a little closer, everything towards each other, towards the center. And then you can release your chair and roll yourself all the way up to a standing position facing your seat. Good. Take a breath. Notice what's left over. Maybe you broke a sweat like me. That's normal. Notice the bottoms of your feet touching your floor. Notice how your spine feels. Notice how your breath feels. Notice your shoulders and your fingertips and your face. Soften your eyebrows and your jaw again. Good. And then take a very slight step towards the right, so you're facing kind of the right edge of your chair. Good. And step your right foot forward. So it's kind of, I like to put it kind of in line with the front leg of the chair. That's just so I can see for reference. It can be anywhere really. And then either keep your hands on your hips or on your chair and take a really big step back with your left foot and put the heel down on the left back foot. So again, hips are not pointing forward. They can open out to the side a little bit and bend into your front right knee. Use the chair for support or let go. Hands on hips, hands on heart, or another option if you want is to inhale, lift your arms up overhead. This is called Warrior One. Stay for a breath, really sinking down from the waist down, pushing into both sets of big toes, both sets of little toes, and both heels. Good. Okay, we're going to come to Warrior Three now. So bring your hands down if you haven't already, and then shift your weight forward so you can put your hands on your chair again. And you're going to not launch yourself forward. I want you to stay small and controlled, but you're going to release weight from the back foot so much that you can lift the toes up off the floor. Now, maybe you put them right back down and you kind of bounce back and forth with control. Or maybe you lift the foot way back behind you, squeeze your glute, push through the heel of the foot. Maybe you straighten the standing leg to any degree. Maybe you try letting go of your chair with one hand or the other hand. And it's always there to help you if you need to hold on again. Maybe you let go and you hover. Warrior Three. Try to look down and then a little forward. It'll help you keep lifted. One more inhale here. Get long between the heel and the crown of your head. Exhale. Lower your back foot down again if you haven't. And then inhale, come up to stand and straighten your front leg. Good. Tuck your chin if you got lightheaded. And when you're ready, step your right foot back to meet your left. Lower your arms. Notice what's left over. And now we'll do that on the other side. So step to the left. Good. And then take your left foot kind of in line with the left leg of the chair. Lean down to touch your chair if that helped you last time. And then take a big step back with your right foot. Put the right heel down. Perfect. Good. And if you feel wobbly, you might look down and notice, like, if your feet are really one in front of the other, like you're on a balance beam, that makes it way harder, especially if your pelvis isn't shaped for that. So I like to act like I'm on railroad tracks instead. Back heel is down, front knee bends, hanging onto your chair, or hands on your hips, or hands on your heart, whatever you chose. Look for more length all the way from the crown of your head to the back heel. Push into both big toes, both little toes, both heels. Squeeze your legs together even though they're not moving. Keep sinking into the front knee. Maybe you feel confident today and you try letting go of the chair entirely. Lift your chest to face forward if that's the case. And or inhale to lift your arms up overhead. Warrior one. If it feels like a bit of a back bend, it is. So imagine lifting the back ribs up off the hips, broadening across the chest. Soften your gaze. Soften anything that's working too hard, 10%. And then find something that's not working at all and tighten it or work it more, 10%. Good. Okay. Hands come down if they were up, first to your heart and then to your chair. And we're going to do warrior three now, so you know where you're going. A bunch of little steps forward maybe, or one big step. Start to lift the back foot. And see if you can lift it enough that it comes up off the floor and then sets back down. You might continue to bounce there, or you might lift the foot and hover it. If it's lifted and hovered, push through the heel of the back foot like you're going to take a step back there. Squeeze the buttock. Long line between the heel and the crown of your head. Maybe you straighten the standing leg more. Maybe you let go of your chair more. Hands to your heart, maybe. You could even reach overhead. Take another big breath wherever you landed. Good choices. And then carefully, with control, put the back foot back down on the ground. Inhale, lift yourself up, straighten your front leg. Tuck your chin if you got lightheaded. And then take a few steps so your feet are in line with each other. Take a breath, notice what's left over. Good. Come back to sit on your seat. Last pose, so that was a lot of asymmetrical stuff where it's different on each side of the body. Let's finish with a symmetrical pose. That's always a good option if you're at your desk. If you're doing something different on each side, make sure you do both sides, and then something where it's the same on both sides, just as a general rule. So let your feet come wider than your hips normally are, and then you can either bring your elbows to your knees, you can cradle your head, or if it feels okay in your neck and you don't think you're going to get a headache or migraine, you could reach down towards the floor or let the hands dangle and let the head dangle. You could grab opposite elbows. You could do something I didn't say. While you constrict the front of your body, breathe big into the back of your body. Remind yourself that the lungs physically are bigger in the back of you. So fill them up even when your belly's constricted and tight. One more big one here. Heavy as you can, soft as you can. And then bring your elbows back to your knees and carefully roll yourself back up to a tall seated position. Tuck your chin if you get lightheaded. Close your legs like a book and scoot all the way back into your chair again. Take a breath, fill yourself up like a glass of water, bottom to top, exhale top to bottom. And notice what is left over, if anything. Good. For time, we won't do a guided body scan meditation today. You could always go do that now instead. on your own time. But I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer position with the thumbs touching the center of your chest, or you can stack your hands, whatever you like. And look down or bow down towards your heart and your hands. This motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up. We all know that's the hard part. Everything else is just a bonus. And remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. When you're ready, let your arms come down. Your eyes can flutter open and up. Class is over. Thank you. I'll stop the recording, and then if you want to talk to me about anything, you can say that now or email me later.